Michael Call.
Judge, I deferred my time to Billy's statements.
That's not necessary.
No, that's what my intended.
Okay. Thank you, sir. Next person, Mr. Bill Hunsinger.
Judge, Commissioners, thank you for your time. We've always wanted to be respectful and trusting of the people who elect to serve on our Waller County Commissioners Court. We want to be represented by those members. We want to be part of the governments. We want to be involved. We want the best for Waller County, the very best. And that's been our effort throughout this cause. You can't say in 3 minutes what would take probably hours and hours to say, but I've tried to shorten it. In the city of Hempstead and Cal versus Waller County and Pintail, statements were made that the legal actions of Cal and its members were vindictive and retaliatory for the passage of the 2013 landfill ordinance and the host agreement. The statement was so wrong and so offensive. That has never been our intent. The verdict of the jury answered 13 charges under 9 questions in favor of the city of Hempstead and Cal. The verdict found members of the Waller County Commissioners Court guilty of deliberating non-legal matters in a closed meeting, engaging in walking quorums. One or more members of the Waller County Commissioners Court acted as a committee, authorized by at least 3 members of the Commissioners Court to negotiate the terms of the 2013 ordinance and host agreement before presentation to Waller County Commissioners Court. Committee meetings were not open to the public. Commissioners' vote on February the 13th, 2013, open meeting was a rubber stamp on the previously mentioned items. Judge Glenn Beckendorf, Commissioner Stanley Kitzman, and Commissioner Frank McCluda failed to comply with one or more of the listed public information requirements. The jury decision confirms that the allegations of Cal had merit and were correct. The allegations were not frivolous and were not simply vindictive. Again, that was not our intent. We want the best for this county. We want openness. We want the respect of this Commissioner's Court for the citizens and to respect our Commissioner's Court members. We want to be there as a team to help this county. From the very start, Cal's goal was to stop the Pintail landfill. That's very clear. Our expectations were that members of the Waller County Commissioners Court would be there to represent us. They would conduct the business of Waller County openly and not secretively and in accordance with the Texas Open Meetings Act. Over time, we learned that that was clearly wrong. There never was a significant open, honest dialogue in open session in the Waller County's Commissioners Court or with the citizens. One definition of dialogue is an exchange of ideas or opinions on a particular issue, especially a political or religious issue, with a view to reaching an amicable agreement or settlement. In fact, Judge Beckendorf declined to consider a dialogue with the citizens in open public meetings because he hated confrontation. And quite honestly, if you're elected to public office, nobody ever agrees on all the issues. There's going to be confrontation. That's part of the job, and it's to be expected. But confrontation doesn't always have to be ugly. It can be managed, it can be civilized, it can be respectful if you're all working towards the same goal. And that's a good solution for Waller County. That's all we ask for. That's all we ever hope for. The bottom line is Judge Beckendorf and Commissioners Kitzman, McCluda, Stiers, and Cecilia were not open and honest with the citizens. They lacked integrity. They misled the public and acted secretly. Except for loose lips, discovery findings, depositions, trial testimony, and open records requests, the vast majority of the facts would never be known to the citizens of Waller County, to the members of Cal. We shouldn't have to do that. We should have a clear, open dialogue with each other, a respectful dialogue. As the statement made by Judge Beckendorf and the Waller County Commissioners after finding out about the Pintail landfill by accident on June the 18th, 2011, through the trial that they did not want and were opposed to the landfill in Waller County. A reasonable person couldn't conclude that was true. If they were opposed to a landfill going back to January of 2000, They would have asked their attorneys or other attorneys, other county judges or commissioners, the TCQ, or the citizens what action they could and should take. They could have simply done a search on the internet. They would have found in the Texas Health and Safety Code that a county with a population in excess of 30,000 could designate a location or locations where landfills are not prohibited. They chose not to oppose the landfill. They chose to continue the courtship with Pintail and ignore the citizens of Waller County. From day one, there have been two stories. One that they wanted the public to know, and one that you did not want the public to know. A story that was conducted in secrecy and behind closed doors. That's not what we expect. That's not what we hope for you. We think you're better people than that. And we're greatly disappointed by that. To close the circle about the citizens being vindictive and frivolously pursuing the lawsuit against Waller County, it's simply not true. Yes, people were angry, but they were angry about more than just the landfill. They were angry about a Waller County Commissioner's Court that conducts the county's business in secrecy, in violation of the Texas Open Meetings Act, in violation of the Public Information Act, without ethical behavior, and without regard for the citizens. I would hope that you could appreciate the unbelievable sacrifices of time and money made by CAL members and citizens of Waller County. The hundreds of hours put in on each garage sale. If you could see the ladies and men over there working hours and hours for these garage sales to raise $10,000, $8,000, $12,000, $14,000. They don't make minimum wage doing that. They don't make anywhere close to it. Some of these ladies put in $80, $100 in preparation for these garage sales. Just because they want what's best for this county. Citizens over who the last few years have put in more hours on behalf of Waller County than the members of the Waller County's Commissioners Court. I guarantee you that there are people out here that on a yearly basis, they put in 1,000 hours. Easy, easy. That's the thousands of hours that are taken out of our lives and away from our families, our businesses, and our friends. The over $900,000 has been raised to date by CAL through the generous donations and support of the public. All to stop a landfill, its location should have been designated by Waller County and the citizens starting in January of 2011. All to seek justice found in the recent lawsuit. All to change the course of governance in Waller County. Yet you chose not to protect and defend Waller County in legal action to enforce the 2011-001 landfill ordinance against the TCQ, as was recommended by Mr. Jim Allison, your attorney for Waller County. The citizens of Waller County simply deserve better. The citizens expect and demand honest, open, ethical governance that respects and engages the citizens and members of citizens of Waller County. We expect you to represent the people, to listen to the people, have an open dialogue. That's us talking back and forth with meaningful results. We thank you. We appreciate all the good things you have done over your term. This was not one of them. We expected better of you. Thank you for your time.
Last person signed up this morning is Commissioner Barnett.